The newest mid-chapter patch has definitely broken Dead by Daylight, and it's actually more insane than you think. Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day and you're doing well. The most recent Dead by Daylight update was our mid-chapter patch, and in this mid-chapter patch, it was expected to get some wonderful twins reworks, a new store, reworks to Haden feel, and even some tweaks to some of the killers. However, this update fell really short, and one of the big changes they made was upgrading to Unreal Engine 5, and let's just say pretty much everything got broke. But this is still a good thing. I need to preface that this is just growing pains, and we'll talk about that more afterwards. But for now, there's some pretty big bugs that you need to be aware of, and you might not even want to touch Dead by Daylight. First and foremost, the biggest thing that's currently going on is a photosensitivity bug that basically flashes your screen white a million times just randomly. Dead by Daylight themselves don't even know what causes this, and they recommend that if you do have photosensitivity issues, not to play at all, not to watch streamers at all, just don't even look at the game. And I agree with them until this issue is fixed, and hopefully it's fixed soon. I'd assume that this isn't something they can necessarily kill switch because they don't even know what's causing the issue necessarily. So you might have to wait until next Tuesday, and probably then there's going to be a hot fix that includes most of these changes. It works out because next Tuesday is when I return to streaming. Hopefully we see you guys there. But on a real, they don't really know what's happening, and I'm not even going to show the bug to you guys, but essentially your screen flashes white like 1,000 times in a second. It is pretty ridiculous, and this can happen at any time. So if you have photosensitivity issues, do not play the game, do not watch streamers play the game. This issue can literally happen at any point in time. So that was one of the biggest bugs that we had. I hate to interrupt everything, but my second channel is getting a big reboot. There's already a video posted right now where we talk about Dead by Daylight's uninstall survey and go through pretty much all of these points and talk about them and see how what Dead by Daylight can do to make it better. Is it really even a problem? Things like that. The second channel is officially rebooted, and every other day I will be posting content there, discussion videos, and every week we'll be giving away one DLC code. That's going to be like the trend that I have on the channel, and every Friday, which is tomorrow, we'll pick one winner. So all you need to do to enter that is leave a comment on my most recent video. I'll use a bot to pick one random person, and you will win a DLC. So hopefully you see you guys there. Make sure you guys are subscribing, and back to the video. What makes this chapter more of a mid-chapter, see what I did there, mid-chapter, the long-awaited twins rework that we've been waiting for over 2 years for pretty much completely got neglected and reverted. And the way things work with Dead by Daylight, we probably won't see the twins get touched up or fixed for a very long time. And this is very similar to someone like the Legion, you know, that received so many tweaks over the years, and it just seems that if twins are going to follow down this route, it's going to be a very long time since we've seen that. So the big thing from this mid-chapter patch was pretty much completely negated. The next thing that we had was a bit of Haden feel rework, and you know, there's going to be complaints no matter what on both sides. People are not happy with the Haden feel rework. Sometimes there are reworks that are pretty damn good, but I heard that, I haven't played it, so I can't really give a personal opinion, but I heard from a lot of fellow content creators that it's not good at all. And there's a lot of strong loops that do still exist. There's a lot of loops that are just completely dead zones, and the map, again, is just not the same. A grievance that I have, and this is more me personally, and I guess maybe I just need to get over it, is all the map layouts are now becoming just a square or a rectangle, and more so a square, I'd suppose, and they all just feel the same. Like it feels very standardized through all the maps, which I guess unison can be a good thing, but I don't know. It's something about it just bothers me. Anyways, let's continue on to some of the more bigger problems, and that is the Unreal 5 engine update. Now, this is a good thing. I need to preface that upgrading the engine is a good thing, and from a lot of my friends, they have told me that they know why Dead by Daylight may have seen so many issues in the past and why they've had so many bugs and everything breaks every single time they push out an update. And hopefully Unreal 5 fixes this. In case you have no idea what I'm talking about, every game runs on a specific engine. Essentially for this, you're able to build a simulation, edit your videos or sounds, renders, animations, everything essentially that you're seeing is because of this engine in Dead by Daylight. The major difference is Unreal Engine 4, what Dead by Daylight previously was on, was in 2014. 10 years ago is when it got released. That's when Unreal Engine 4 officially came out. Unreal Engine 5 is much more new, it has tons of more features, and the biggest thing about Unreal Engine 5 is that it helps the developers more easily create new things, especially real-time 3D content, etc. This is one of the reasons why we can see some more reason to store things like that. I'm not too familiar on it, so I don't want to go too in-depth in it because I don't want to sound like I'm an idiot, so I'm not going to touch it more than that besides a few things that I read about. Regardless, on that front, that is why there are currently so many game-breaking bugs right now, and I do want to go over a few of them because they're quite annoying. A little bit funny when you think about it, but if overall, we're gonna have to probably wait a week, maybe 2 weeks until most of these are fixed, so definitely more annoying. First and foremost, the one thing you might notice is everybody's rubber banding. Every single match you get into, you will be rubber banding, and this is more intense on specific maps, but mainly rubber banding all the time. You're playing as Blight, you're rubber banding. You're playing as Survivor, you're rubber banding. It is actually crazy. It's like you pretty much have bad internet, and that is one of my most like things that just piss me off. The pet peeves, I guess. If I'm rubber banding, especially when I know it's not my fault, oh, it is the worst. It is the worst. So everybody's been rightfully saying this is terrible. So that's one of the major issues that's currently going on. One of the issues that I personally have faced is that trying to boot up Dead by Daylight, I can't. I just get a frozen screen with the Dead by Daylight logo and my entire PC crashes. I cannot open Task Manager. I cannot Alt F4. I just have to turn the computer off, turn it back on. I tried uninstalling, verifying. I did it all. It just doesn't work. My next thing is going to try to play Epic and see if it works on Epic, and hopefully that fixes my issue. I've also noticed that Ots tweeted out pretty much the same exact thing, because there was a point where I thought maybe it's just me. I haven't really seen people tweet about this, but he said that about 4 times, I don't remember exactly what he said. I read it last night. His computer crashed, and pretty much the same bug that I've been getting. So that's another one that's currently going on. There are other killer bugs. One of them includes Chucky. He goes to a vault and his POV is completely messed up. It's actually pretty crazy. You vault over Chucky and all of a sudden you just see your face, kind of like that old school Wraith bug, but this one's a lot worse. So if you're playing Chucky, you probably shouldn't play Chucky either. There's also been some very significant map bugs that are currently going on, so much so that Dead by Daylight has actually kill switched RPD. It's pretty crazy to me. It is really, really crazy. I heard some people talking about my Discord, then I saw a clip, and basically you can just get stuck forever. Luckily, they have disabled RPD, which is a good thing, so you won't have to endure this bug. The next bug on the list comes from Hawkins. I've seen so many clips and so many complaints about people saying pretty much what's happening with RPD is also happening on Hawkins, and that sucks. I've seen a lot of complaints, haven't seen the gameplay, but I heard that the rubber banding goes absolutely berserk on that map, and it's just really, really not that good. Another thing I've seen is that on the newest map, Haden's actually tweeted about this. Apparently, the double pallet has been removed. We're not really sure if this is a bug or if this is actually the choice that they decided to make. Nonetheless, as Haden's pointed out, this has been one of the best pallets in the game. It's a fun tile, it's new, it's entertaining, and if they truly are removing this would completely suck. So that's another thing with this update that just doesn't really sit right with people. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's just a bug, or they see the feedback that we're giving and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll bring it back. We'll bring it back. But yeah, that's another thing that has been affected. Now, pretty much like I said, all of these things was caused because of Unreal Engine 5. At least that's my assumption with everything, and that's why pretty much everything is broken. And the reason why we didn't see this much bugs on the PTB itself is because we didn't test everything. We didn't have this much players. The servers wise, I'm not too sure what happened there, but I'm assuming that somewhere along the line something obviously got messed up with the engine and everything. Nonetheless, Unreal Engine 5 is a huge step in the right direction, so these are just growing pains. Honestly, we just have to bear with them for a little bit, and hopefully these patches are out. I'm playing the new Fallout update right now. I recommend you guys just take a little break from DBD. I know it sounds crazy to say, but it's true. I know you really might want to play Dead by Daylight right now. Unfortunately, it's just really not a good time to do it. You're going to run into one of these issues, and it's going to be a terrible experience, and it might even taint you to not want to play Dead by Daylight for a very long time. And the anniversary is right around the corner, so I recommend that you just wait this one out. The biggest takeaway from all of this, though, is that when Unreal Engine 5 is fully working and it's actually good, hopefully in the future we can see better lighting, better graphics, things like that. Maybe even options to get, 4K settings or graphical settings. I know that's something they said that Dead by Daylight wasn't necessarily built on, but hopefully with Unreal Engine 5, it can actually be something that happens. I don't personally, again, know how much Unreal Engine 5 will impact the game. Obviously, it's breaking a few things, but this is definitely a good step in the right direction, pretty much booting Dead by Daylight onto the next engine. The next takeaway from all of this update is that one of the only things that did kind of work was the store, and obviously it's kind of ironic that the store decided to work, because everybody's always like, behavior cares about money, and then the only thing that works from the patch is the store. Regardless, everyone's different teams, everyone's doing different things, and at least one thing is working. I gotta say, the store is really nice. I really do like the store. I don't know how people feel about it, but I like it. I know people don't necessarily like change. I think the store is pretty damn cool. The one thing I wish they had, and I see so many other games doing this, and I just wish Dead by Daylight would do this. I've been saying it for years. Just one extra tab on the top that takes you, or at least gives you a QR code or something like that, to the official Dead by Daylight store. There's so much cool merch options there that I'm not even saying just to say that. Like, as a fan of Dead by Daylight, there's so much cool things that they have for sale, and a lot of limited time things, and people just don't really necessarily know that these things are here. And if you're spending $10, $20, $30 in the game, I'm sure you might want to spend $10, $20 to get something that you can physically have. So one extra tab would be nice, but overall, the store is pretty damn cool. So the store is cool, and pretty much everything else is broken. That is the mid-chapter update. The mid-chapter update. And Dead by Daylight, and anything in general, is very much what have you done for me recently, and recently it doesn't look good. The previous patches where we got Chucky, and that was super fun, and then we had the Hillbilly changes, that was super great. Pretty much all of that goes out the window with what's currently going on now. And when the anniversary chapter comes around and everything is announced, all of this stuff that we're talking about now will also go out the window. But as it stands, this is one of, if not the worst Dead by Daylight mid-chapter patches we've had in a very, very, very long time. And pretty much there will be good coming out of this in the long run, but just take a moment, take a break, let things even out, let things settle down, and then head back to it. That's my advice to you. But yeah, that is pretty much going to wrap up for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below. As I said, we have booted up the second channel again. We are doing tons of discussion videos there, so hopefully we see you guys there. I'm going to be posting videos pretty much every other day on the channel, just talking about random things, whatever's trending, giving more so my opinions on things, and it should be fun. There's going to be a lot of different gameplay style videos there too. Just take a look at it. It's going to be good. I already have a video posted, and hopefully you guys do enjoy it. As always, I'm the King. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.